Evan Vanbeek live on Word of Mouth. We are here live with Evan Vanbeek live on Word of Mouth. We are here with Evan Vanbeek live on Word of Mouth.
Word of Mouth has Evan Vanbeek on it live.
Hello, it's Evan Vanbeek live on Word of Mouth.
We have, for the first time ever, someone with the same amount of words in their name, or I guess syllables, as we do syllables in our... Actually, Evan is 2 syllables, so that doesn't make sense. Vanbeek,
It's
Word
Evan.
of Mouth.
Evan Vanbeek.
Yvonne Van Beek. We're here with the Duchess of Men in all of Birmingham. How does it feel to be Dutch, living in an English world?
You know, in the beginning, I was made fun of. I was called Evan Van Geek back in the day.
Man.
Nerd.
Yeah, man, you gotta love having a good last name that gives way to
Being made fun of. For
being
your
made fun
career.
of. Yeah, I mean,
It's,
I'm not gonna lie, with the name Peacock, I totally relate.
You grow calluses for sure. So, yeah, that's all it's all about.
Yeah, it takes a lot to
I
get
didn't
under my
really-
skin.
That didn't happen to me.
Alan,
Alan is really normal.
pretty standard.
Yeah.
Hey, you did get first in the class, always alphabetical order.
Yeah, unless there was like an Aaron, which that's not a common last name.
Hey, Aaron.
Yeah, otherwise I was probably the first one walking on
I saw
stage.
an Olympic athlete the other day. His name was Aaron, and it was spelled Ayrinn.
That's
terrible.
wild.
Iron.
That's
Maybe it was
terrible.
Iron. But yeah, I was like, why don't you just spell it like
You know,
everybody
people
else?
spell my name E-V-E-N a lot. Evan.
Even.
Really?
Yeah, they go.
I've never seen that.
I'll go
Wow.
Evan, and I'll go E-V-A-N. And they're like, oh, I thought it was an E in there. And they were writing it down.
That's even.
I think it's interesting.
Starbucks is terrible.
Well,
about it.
yeah, that's like they always misspell your name.
I was texting someone for the first time the other day, and I said on Siri, or I did the little like mic thing that types for you, and I said, "Hey, this is Steven," and it spelt my name, V like Steven, and it was interesting to me. I didn't see it at first. I sent the message, and then like 2 days later, I went back and looked, and I was like, "Dang, I just introduced myself with the wrong spelling of my name." So this girl for her whole life will always think that my name's spelt wrong. And she'll think it rightly because I was the one who said it.
Yeah.
But I think it was interesting that Siri thought that Steven was spelt Steven.
Maybe you should have said Stephen.
Yeah.
Stefan?
I mean, it's like,
My name is Stefan.
Me llamo Esteban. I'm not going to lie. Whenever I was in high school and my high school Spanish teacher called me Esteban, I don't know if I've ever felt more exhilarated in my life.
Wow.
That was pretty sick. Actually, I take that back. It was actually in college. Profe Mullis. We called her.
Wait. Miss Moles?
Yeah, do you know
You
her?
know, I went to prom with her daughter.
I did not know that
I
till
went
this
to her
very
wedding.
second.
Her wedding was 2 weeks ago. I was there.
Like her daughter? Or
No,
Profe Mullis?
Moles got married.
Let's go. Okay, that's actually insane.
Yeah, that's
I had no idea. Yeah, I mean, you're like the Spanish teacher at Stanford. I'm sure you're talking about the same
I mean, they're
person.
good family friends, and we were hanging out one time, and I said, "What's your rate, my professor?"
She was
And
a
it-
beast.
She got an A+, and it was like really nice, really friendly,
Yeah.
really easy class.
The girl that I had before that, so that was actually one of the first class in college that I dropped was Spanish 1. First semester freshman year. Yeah, because I'd already taken Spanish in high school, and I purposefully failed my literacy rate or whatever it was called, like the test you had to take at orientation to figure out which Spanish you got put in. I purposely failed it because I thought Spanish 1 would be easy. Nope. Spanish 1 in college is like all of high school Spanish plus more, and you have to take you have to have a conversation with the professor at the end of it, and I don't freaking know how to put together sentences. That's freaking tough. I just know what words are.
Yeah.
So failed. I literally finished my like fluency conversation, and at the end of the conversation, I literally just handed my ad drop form to my professor first semester. It was a demoralizing moment. I didn't know anything. I literally did not know anything. It was tough. I could get by on a test if you know what I mean, but I couldn't get by in an actual environment.
Do you have to take a language at UAB?
No, just because I have to take literature this upcoming semester, and that's probably going to be my least look forward to class with engineering. We don't have to do much with the arts.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, the funny thing is, mechanical engineering is the only engineering at UAB that doesn't have to take a what do you call it if like don't do it wrong, like don't kill people, like
like a morals
an
ethics class.
Yeah.
Don't do it wrong.
So
don't
the
kill
biomedicals
people.
have to take that, but a lot of the graduates at for mechanicals go to like
Yeah, but
Lockheed.
Engineers
and,
don't have to worry about ethics.
Yeah. I mean,
they'll make a missile. They'll make a fighter jet. Who
my
cares?
roommates are in ethics right now, but not me.
Yeah.
But I took Spanish in high school, and it was not too fun.
Mm.
But Senora Mullis, that's pretty funny because she's now Senora Thompson.
Mm.
Profe, not senor.
Profe.
Senor is like Mister.
Senora?
No, it would be like senorita.
Senorita?
But I think
she'll
senora.
probably listen to this and yell at me about it.
I hope
About
she
being
does.
wrong.
No, but we called her profe. That's like saying like doctor or something like that. Because in college I'm assuming she has her doctorate. That probably doesn't. For a lot of professors at Stanford, you have to have a doctorate to teach there. But I don't know if that applies to Spanish though. You don't have to have a doctorate to teach in the nursing school.
You didn't need it to be. My French professor wasn't a doctor, so I don't think you have to be. Evan, we've rambled for like 5 minutes and haven't even like talked about you. Introduce yourself. Tell us what we need to know about you.
I'm Evan Vanbeek. I'm from Birmingham.
Yeah.
I go to UAB.
Yeah.
And now I'm here. That's very short.
Your life.
blunt.
Your
Yeah.
life trajectory was born in Birmingham, went to UAB, and now is on WOM.
Now, I'm a Womber now. It's pretty
sick.
pretty sick.
I think if you died today and I was tasked with writing your eulogy in the newspaper, I would say that.
He
From
was
Birmingham,
a feature guest on
went
the
to
local
UAB,
podcast.
was a guest on WOM the day he passed away.
I went to Oak Mountain.
May he
High
rest
School.
in peace. Goom.
Goom. Am I the first Oak Mountain graduate on WOM?
Yeah, I mean, because
I think-
we've had a few Westminster folks.
Yeah.
But Westminster's across the street from Oak
Spain
Mountain.
Park, but
I
don't
think-
we've had any Oak Mountain.
Have you ever heard of? I probably shouldn't say this, but SPGAU.
Mm-mm.
SPGAU.
Yes, that was like the big thing.
Spain Park
Girl-
gets.
Spain Park girls are ugly. And there was this whole lawsuit back in the day. They were my sister's age, so they were 4 years older than me.
That's so funny.
And there's a lawsuit because they called girls' names out in it.
Oh, man.
Ooh.
But the Birmingham
It's like
Wild
an
Boys, they
Instagram?
won. The Birmingham Wild Boys won, so we're still able to say SPGAU at all the basketball and football games.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
funny. I'll be honest, I don't really remember a lot from high school, but I do remember that is not true. SPGAU is not true.
I don't know. I think there are arch rivals, and I'm just
Oh, so you just hate it. Is that
Yeah,
what
you
Oak
just
Mountain
have
would
to hate
consider
them.
the rival? Because I just assumed Spain Park was Hoover's rival. Like, who
think-
is Hoover's rival?
I think Hoover's rival was just everybody. It was-
That's fair. Dude, what do you think about what happened with Hoover this week? Did y'all hear about this?
with the coaches getting fired?
Yeah, the coaches like physically abused the players, and then all the coaches like resigned.
Wow. Scary.
The head coach, I think the head coach had to resign, which is crazy.
They were like pushing them down, like tackling
Yeah,
them when they
apparently
messed up.
one of the assistant coaches, like, at the end of whenever you're playing COD and you go and you press like triangle, 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 triangle.
teabagging?
Yeah, teabagging. Like a player did that a coach, like an adult coach, not like after a good play, but after a bad play, a coach like went and did that to a player, which is just like
That's insane.
insane.
I guess we're getting to the age where the COD players are becoming coaches at high schools, and that's what.
Yeah,
it's just full
they're
circle.
at Gardendale. The JV and the senior varsity soccer coaches are both Sam's friends.
Wow.
So they're like
Miller
3 years
and
older than us.
Pasha.
Pasha.
Yeah.
What was Gardendale's thoughts of Oak Mountain whenever you were there?
Okay, so Gardendale's thoughts of Oak Mountain. Not that any Oak Mountain people would care, but one thing.
They're like, "Where's Gardendale?"
No, we had some friends from Oak Mountain. We never played Oak Mountain in like anything really,
Yeah.
except for maybe soccer and like maybe basketball or something. I think Oak Mountain hosted like the basketball tournament every year, something like that. But no, I remember knowing that it was like not in Jefferson County, and if something wasn't in Jefferson County, we thought it was like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, we were like the jewel of Shelby County.
Yeah, y'all literally, I don't think y'all could be, y'all might be, is 119 literally the Jefferson County line, and y'all are on the other side of 119, like the road?
I don't know.
Y'all
my
have to be
parents live
so
in a neighborhood
close.
where we're all going to Oak Mountain, and there's 2 houses that are drawn into Hoover.
Oh, wow.
So it's over in Inverness. So
oh, okay.
it's quite a drive to Hoover from the back of the neighborhood.
Dude, Hoover, I feel bad. Their school system lines, I don't know how that's allowed, but their school system lines are like way too far away. Like Bluff Park kids, for sure should be going to Homewood, but they have to drive 25 minutes to Hoover when they could drive 5 minutes to Homewood.
I drove past Spain Park to go to Oak Mountain every day.
Actually?
Yeah, and it was crazy. Like I would drive to Spain Park in 5 minutes, and then like 10 minutes later I hit Oak Mountain.
Huh. That's crazy. But no, I mean, typical like high school things. In Birmingham, everybody like thought it was a huge deal when you would date somebody from another high school, or at least that's how it was at my high school. I don't know if that's how it was at Oak Mountain. I'm assuming it was because y'all had like, we just thought that Oak Mountain kids were in the same world as like Vestavia and Oak Mountain were the same high school to us. So that, and then we also knew that the girls were like very pretty there. That's really pretty much it.
Yeah.
And we did know it was super far away because everybody goes to Oak Mountain State Park. Like everybody in Birmingham does that because it's the nicest state park in probably all of Alabama. So we would go there and like run or like hike or whatever.
We got really good golf for cheap.
They do have really good golf for cheap. I play there a lot.
18 holes for $10 as a student.
Yeah, if you walk.
If you walk, they took it away. You can't do a student discount anymore.
No, it's 17, which is still like crazy. You have to pay $5 to get into the park, I think. So it's pretty much 24.
Well, so they give you your receipt, and you're able to show the guard, the clerk, your receipt, and they let you in. So if I ever went to Oak Mountain State Park, I'd go and buy like some golf tees or something, and I'd get back into the park for $250 again if I wasn't playing golf. So.
Yeah, but they make you do it. They take your receipt now. Like they re-implement it. They didn't do that for a long time because people were taking advantage of it. But now they take, like when you come back in the second time, they take your receipt, so you have to keep doing it.
Yeah. They would take your receipt. But if I went in the park not to play golf, to go hike to King's Chair or something.
Great hike. I'm not even going to lie. That's a great hike.
It is. It's nice and short. It's a cool view. It's cool to see Chelsea, you know.
Is that what that is that you're looking at? Is that just Chelsea? Wow.
Yeah, you can see Chelsea High School from King's Chair.
Huh.
Uh-huh.
I just remember seeing absolutely nothing, which is kind of just like seeing Chelsea. So we used to play soccer at Chelsea in high school, and we would always joke about how we're going to play at Stamford Bridge because that's what Chelsea's like stadium, and like Chelsea, the team in London. I just think it's crazy that like Chelsea, the soccer team in England, has like some of the most beautiful branding, marketing, like whatever. They have a beautiful brand.
Yeah, and I feel like if Hornets I was over at Chelsea,
like if I was Chelsea High School, I would just copy everything from that, especially if it was the soccer team.
Yeah, Vestavia Hills copies Barcelona, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, their club, and then Oak Mountain, Marseille.
Old Miss is what we copy too.
Yeah, well, for the soccer team,
football.
But Marseille is like, it's Olympique Marseille. It's like there's like a word before it that it's something that's a Greek or Italian.
I'm trying to remember.
I'll be honest, that annoys me.
Logo.
What?
That like
they just copy?
Yeah, that high schools and colleges just copy other.
How do they get away with
logos and stuff?
I don't know.
I think it's lazy.
There's
so much opportunity to like have a cool, unique something, and
like Georgia copied Green Bay, Gardendale copied Georgia.
Yeah, that's the craziest thing is Georgia and Green Bay, because Georgia's a college. You think they'd be a little bit more creative.
Yeah, it is.
We talked about last week about all the Bulldogs logos all being the same. Between, like Samford, Gonzaga, and like
Fresno State and
schools.
Yeah.
I don't know. Be unique. This is a cool opportunity.
Mountain Brook copied Michigan State.
Oh, in like everything.
Yeah.
Even the neon green when Tom Izzo started incorporating neon green, Mount Brook started incorporating neon green like the same year. But also Bucky's definitely not original when it comes to
Bucky ball.
Yeah. Bucky was the basketball coach at Mount Brook. But no, okay, what was Oak Mountain? Did Oak Mountain have a thought about Gardendale? Like, did you think about Gardendale a single time in high school?
No, I think I took the ACT with some people from Gardendale at Woodlawn one time, and that's about it.
Yeah. What'd you get on the ACT?
I'm not going to share.
Why not?
No, I hate the test. Actually.
Is it above average or is it average or is it below average?
Average. I'm able to go to UAB without paying anything.
Let's go. So that's a 28 or above, I think is, at least whenever I was going to college. A 28 would give you a full ride. So I just said
have
28. He agreed. So it actually, knowing Evan, that means it actually was like way higher.
Yeah,
than
he
that.
probably got like a 35. I think I got a 27.
I remember you've said this out loud before because you and Reed were arguing about it. Reed is a guy that me and Evan are in a small group together with.
The Steve
and
group.
Reed is like a freaking genius. But also you and Sam and Reed all are, but like, and Ben.
In our own ways. In our own ways.
Ben as well.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It's very different. But I remember I do know what it was, and I do remember it being like,
It was
wow,
it's
like,
nothing crazy. It's nothing crazy.
Evan made like a 30 or 33 or something like that. And then I was totally expecting Reed to make a perfect score, and I think he made the same score as you.
Yeah, I think we had the same one.
What were did you have one or two sections that were better than others?
I was terrible at English, which is the easiest one looking back on it, because there's only like 10 rules you have to follow
Right.
to make a 36. I think I really struggled just with reading, with like dyslexia. It was like,
Oh yeah.
I
That'll put a dent in your system.
I hate having extra time on test. Whenever it's like, I think
Yeah.
everybody should have the same amount of time on every test. So
Yeah.
I was not about to get extra time. I think we have new visitors.
That's Sam and Wet. They're coming in. Yeah. No, I think the ACT is fascinating. I was talking to Christian, my buddy, the other day, because he's taking the what's it called, the GMAT, the thing that gets you into MBA.
Graduate, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, something like that.
And he said it's like literally just like the ACT.
Yeah.
And it is. It is. He said, I was like, dude, if you're taking the ACT today, what are you making? And Christian's like smart. And he was like,
he's
dude,
really smart.
like legit 21. And I was like, that honestly is like probably super simple. Like,
I wonder how I would do.
if you like literally you didn't know any of the rules, like, because I don't know how to do like sine, cosine, tangent. Like, I don't know how to do
SOHCAHTOA.
SOHCAHTOA.
Some old hippie caught another hippie tripping on acid.
That's hilarious.
That's really funny. I've never heard that.
But literally, I couldn't. Like, I wouldn't know how to do that. I think my reading comprehension would be like way better than it was whenever I was in.
I actually read for fun now, which is a big difference.
You kind of have to do that. That was one thing that they in high school, for some reason, reading was very like, it was like almost like a decision. Like you could be a reader, you could not be a reader at all.
Right.
And then in college, it's like, no, you have to read.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm trying to think. It was math and then science. I bet I would be still pretty good at, because that was all like reading charts and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I got 36s on reading and English.
Wow.
And then I got like an 18 on math or
Yeah.
something. Like math and science are both really
Sanford
bad.
doesn't really do scholarships based off of the ACT though. It's all
yeah, like
They'll
maxes
super
out.
score. But yeah, it
The
maxes out at a
scholarship,
certain
the academic scholarship is really only like probably half of the scholarship that you get there. All the other stuff is like leadership or
it's need based. It's like how much your parents make as well.
Yeah,
I've
that
heard.
too. Yeah.
yeah, like I remember mine going up a lot after my FAFSA registered with them. They realized that we had 3 kids in college, or my freshman year, my parents would have 3 kids in college. What was the other thing when you legacy? Like if you legacies are also
You
like
get $1,000
Legacy, you get
off.
$1,000. It should
Per
be more,
person.
I think.
Really?
yeah, you get $1,000 per family member.
I don't think that was right because both my parents went to Sanford, and I think I only got $1,000.
My aunt went there, so I got $1,000.
Mine definitely stacked. I wonder if
Really?
that applies to maybe it's generations.
Maybe.
You get like 1,000 per generation. I can't remember, but I do remember getting like that was a pretty big
Baller.
thing. And then my friend Taylor, his family, or Taylor Houchins, his family has more people, like more generation, the longest running generation flow of people that went to Sanford in the history of Sanford.
Wow.
Like his like great grandmother went to Howard.
College.
Yeah.
Like the
That's crazy.
original people that went. It's crazy. Or like, was it an all boys school or an all girls school at first? I think
It was all boys because
yeah.
I know a guy who was he got his accountant degree there.
Okay.
Did you think about going to Sanford, Evan?
I did, but they don't have any engineering.
That's true.
I talked to them and
Yeah.
they said you can take classes at UAB. Kind of what like Jordan Goldsmith took classes with me this
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
semester. And I mean, I really love Sanford's campus, but it was more rational to choose UAB for sure.
Right.
For sure. Okay, so another thing that I think that we should talk about is I meant to talk about this a minute ago whenever we were just chilling, but earlier you termed a happy-go-lucky, warm conversation as, it's like a Sanford conversation.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
There's a flow, but I'm just used to, I'm going to coin it a Myres conversation where there's a problem and then there's a solution and there's a straight line. I was talking to Sam about it last Friday a little bit. But yeah, Sanford's just much more personable, I would say. It's just UAB.
Well, yeah. The other thing is you're in engineering.
Yeah.
So are you around engineering people all the time?
Yeah, and I'm probably the most personable engineer at UAB, I would say. And it's there's a lot of commuters from home. It's really just a business school. Like you just go there to get your degree and leave, it seems like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's interesting. That was all UAB was to me, like growing up in Birmingham. Was that what UAB was like to Oak Mountain? Like,
yeah, it was definitely a weird decision choosing UAB. Like, a majority of everybody goes to Auburn, and then you'd have a small percentage go to Alabama. But
yeah,
I was looking at median salaries after you graduate, and UAB engineers get paid the same as Auburn engineers, and that's why I chose UAB, because it's free money.
That's right, man. That's right. And honestly, like I feel like UAB,
it's closer to home too, and so it's nice to have my parents if I ever want to go get dinner or whatever.
That honestly was way cooler of a thing than I would have ever.
Yeah,
like that's so cringe. Like your senior year of high school, being like, I'm gonna have my family. Everybody's like, oh, cringe! You freaking like
you
get
like
off
your family.
But now I have
get off the bottle.
Begging. They're like, please, can you take us to your parents' house to try your mom's gumbo?
When you're a senior, you're like, I miss my family so much, But I think it's interesting too. Whenever you were graduating high school, it might not have felt this way, but now that you've like lived in Birmingham, this is gonna be obvious to you. But I think going to UAB will be so much more beneficial for you in the world. Like, not to be a freaking culture guy, but in the culture that we live in now, I feel like going to UAB will be, because going to Auburn as an Oak Mountain student, you probably just all do the same fraternity or sorority. Yeah. You hang out with the same people, you come back, and then you just think that Birmingham's Oak Mountain, and you're like, oh my gosh, what are all these like hijabs and gay people? Like, I feel like it would be like mind-boggling.
I met two great Muslim girls at in the mechanical engineering department. Yasmin
they're awesome.
And Sahar. They're hilarious.
Yasmin.
And you get to have really cool conversations with everybody. But it's definitely a shock going from Oak Mountain to downtown. I mean, that's a different city there. Different people, everything.
It's interesting too. Like a lot of people that go to Sanford. Oh, also one of the main reasons I went to Sanford was because whenever I was in high school, me and all my friends would hang out in like the parking lot in Gardendale, and then there was like, we would all I developed this group of friends where we would all want to leave the parking lot and we would go explore downtown. And I like really fell in love with I realized how cool downtown Birmingham was, but like pretty early on, like 2015, 2014. Yeah. And I had a good time. So I was like, I kind of want to stick around at Sanford, because Sanford's like, I like literally viewed it. I was like, it's a Birmingham school. And versus Tuscaloosa or Auburn, which is like really out there, and people from Brentwood, Tennessee, and Alpharetta, Atlanta, they're like outside of Nashville, like super rich areas outside of Nashville and Atlanta, they all come to Sanford, and then they treat Sanford like they never leave Homewood. Yeah, like they only just like they do in Nashville, like except for maybe they go downtown to see freaking like I don't know,
Dickies Arena or whatever. Yeah. I went downtown only about 4 times, really, just
like
for fun.
Before college.
Yeah, it was like, oh, let's go to the cookout downtown, and that was like, whoa, that's a long drive right there. But now, I mean, I do that drive every day if I want to go see my parents. I'm living at home this summer, free dinners. Shout out mom and dad.
Come on,
shout out.
Come on.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, it is wild, man. Like I remember thinking it was crazy whenever people came to Sanford, because this happened pretty often. People will come to Sanford and they don't bring a car. Like my friend Jack he owned a car and he left it in St. Louis because he's like, oh, we don't really need it. Like you eat on campus every meal, and then he just like would ride with people if we ever went to Sonic or Waffle House.
That's a scary area over there, though. Sonic and Waffle House on Green Springs.
Dude, on Green Springs, yes, dude. Yeah. It's pretty sketchy sometimes.
It's kind of crazy how there's like a spectrum as you drive down Green Springs and how much more dangerous it gets the closer you get to my house downtown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it just turns into
strange.
Glen Iris.
Yeah.
And it turns nice again. Or not
It's also
nice,
so
but not
strange
scary.
'cause, like,
It's the interstates that divides Birmingham into like
Yeah.
the safe and unsafe, I would say.
That's
as long as
weird,
you're
man.
redlining.
I mean, literally. Dude, it's crazy. The other day, Ben Shaka, who's the guy that's like our local outreach guy at Redeemer, he led staff meeting and he showed us the red line a map of the red line districting, and then he showed us a map like on top of it of where present day where the wealth resides in Birmingham,
Well,
and it is like
physical barriers. There's the mountains, and then there's the interstates. And
it's literally it was like the interstate of like the little loop of the interstate that goes into downtown is the only place where wealth resided. Wasn't redlining districts. Everywhere outside of it was, and one of the only areas that was red in terms of wealth distribution and now is yellow is the neighborhood that Redeemer and like where I live, like the Avondale, Crestwood, but then Woodlawn is still red. Everywhere else, but Highland Park has always been yellow.
Yellow.
And then like besides that, no other area in downtown or downtown like. It's all kind of a lot of downtown where like the businesses are and stuff. Nobody really lives there except for people who lives in lofts, and lofts have always been pretty expensive. So, but it's fascinating to me how that works, And obviously, freaking over the mountain's been like stupid rich, and obviously on the map, Gardendale wasn't even on the map because it doesn't exist.
Jugtown.
That's Jasper practically up there. Gadsden.
Pretty much. It's amazing the amount of people that ask me like, dude, aren't you from Gadsden? Whenever I say I'm from
Somebody
Gardendale.
commented on one of our reels or shorts or podcasts or something the other day and said that there definitely should be a garden in Gardendale. I don't remember who that was.
We talked about that the other day. I told Mom, I was like, what are you going to do in retirement? Retirement, it seems so weird.
Yeah.
Because this is her last year teaching.
Yeah.
And she was like, I don't know, probably like art. I was like, okay. Yeah. And I told her, you should make a freaking garden in Gardendale.
Yeah.
She's waiting for the grandkids.
Yeah, that's honestly, that's going to be your whole freaking life.
And I have the goal, it's a joke, halfway joke, that I'm going to have a kid the same time Steven has a kid too.
we got to probably work on step one there first. Get a girl first.
I'm still in college. I get to see what I like,
Oh man, dude, I have a
see what
I have a theory. Gosh,
we got Whit and Sam co-producing right now.
Yeah, they're co-producers, fact checking everything. Yeah, but no, I have a theory that Evan's really, I hope one day, 7 months from now, whenever you're 4 months into a relationship, your girlfriend can like look back and listen to this and giggle.
7 months from now, you're saying
I'm saying this year will be the year. You're actually gonna.
I would say that's not a wrong assumption, but. Because once you graduate from,
I didn't say it was an assumption. I said it was a theory.
Theory.
It's called the Evan theorem.
Evan theorem. All right, explain it.
Evan, you've spent 3 years dilly-dallying around,
twiddling your thumbs,
and now you're tired of dilly-dallying. You want to.
I'm having fun.
I'm trying to think of a word that sounds like dilly-dally, but it means lock in.
You're trying to
You're trying to doggone. You're trying to doggy your dog. You're done dilly-dallying. Now you want to doggy your dog. Okay, anyways.
We're going to edit this out, right?
Nope. It's all here. No, but I think this girl will be probably one of those girls that like is super fun to be around. Mm-hmm. She's going to be really cool. And she's going to definitely like, after you say some crap, she's going to like be the type of girl like look at you, roll her eyes.
Yeah.
Evan's going to be like, yeah, it's all freaking, I don't know. I can't say anything.
Go ahead, say it. Say it.
All the freaking Marxists in Birmingham wanting to ruin the capitalism. And then she's going to look and be like, roll eyes.
Well, that's what Claire
I would
does
never,
to me and Gracie
I would never
does to
date
you,
a Marxist.
Looks, rolls eyes. I would never date a Marxist. I'm Evan Vanbeek.
I still can't believe that y'all kind of think I'm country.
No, I don't think you're a country in comparison to like my cousins in Eufaula.
I just wear dirty clothes.
But you have kind of a nice draw. You dress, you wear boots, and you work with your hands.
Evan, tell us what you do.
And you wear a
work.
truck. And you wear a truck. And you drive a truck. Why does your truck have a Virginia license plate on it?
You just got to be different. You got to.
Well, you know what they say about Virginia. Virginia's for lovers.
Individualism. That's the only reason I went and bought a small plot of land in Virginia so I could register my car there.
Yeah. Well, everybody has those white work trucks. So I got to stand out with the Virginia tag.
Right. Sure.
Plus,
everybody has white work trucks.
My boss told me this one time. I said, why do we have Virginia tags? I know how we have Virginia tags.
Right.
We register them in Virginia, but why? And he said, really? I mean, the first one is it's 2 or 3 years of registration for the price. And then he's like, when I'm driving and I cut somebody off, they just assume I'm out of town, so I get away with it.
That's honestly true. I feel like a lot of times whenever I get on 3rd and 4th, that's probably the 3rd and 4th on the interstate in downtown. That's the time where I'm like, these people do not, like, they don't live down here. Because that's like the one place I give grace, because that's kind of a confusing intersection, and it makes it a lot easier when you do it all the time. And when people just like stop on the on-ramp to the interstate, I'm like, what are you doing?
But 3rd Fort South is where I crashed my 4Runner. They call it slip and slide.
Honestly,
I mean, every time they fix it.
Every time someone hydroplanes into that thing all the freaking time.
Way back when.
What kind of 4Runner did you have?
It was a 1997 Silver Limited.
And he still has it.
I still have it. It's the killdozer right now. There's nothing on the front. It runs and drives, but the frame is.
Do you know what that is?
A killdozer? Is that the YouTube guy?
Did you tell the story?
He's an anti-Marxist.
Is that the YouTube guy?
No, this was back in Colorado, back in like the early 2000s.
I think it was earlier than that. Wasn't it in the 90s?
90s.
I don't know.
He had a shop in Colorado, and he needed to get a sewer line to the main line. And he couldn't get an easement from the city because the city council was corrupt. And he was like, he just finally had enough. And he built a killdozer. It was a bulldozer that was bulletproof. And he rode it through all the city councilmen's businesses.
No way.
Didn't kill anybody. He didn't kill anybody. He just ran it through their businesses.
It was crazy. It was like an impenetrable like tank of a bulldozer that he made, and he just drove around the town in the bulldozer.
And this was in Colorado?
Yeah.
That's fascinating. Do you know, speaking of Colorado having someone be anti-government just doesn't seem super off-brand.
Yeah, Colorado Springs is super military.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's like
another thing that I think is fascinating that's going on that seems out of character. People are rioting like crazy in the United Kingdom right now about border patrol.
Control,
whatever.
They've kind of just had no border because you can enter through the North Ireland into the UK. I mean, that's what it is. Ireland's not enforcing the border.
Dude, literally.
So they're going. I mean, that's what it is.
Literally, the hearing Irish women yesterday on the riots being like, they're killing our kids.
I mean,
it was just, I couldn't help but laugh.
How many kids were killed by the
3?
And then there was 9 injured too, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. With a knife.
It was crazy. So Channel 5 News went. And I thought
Andrew Callahan.
Yeah. And well, he wasn't there because he's on tour, but someone else that works for him. Channel 5 News is like my favorite news source I've ever interacted with in my life. I actually hate news, and I love this. So if you're that kind of person, you should watch it.
He's pretty neutral too, which is good.
Yeah, he doesn't ever really share opinions.
He literally just starts filming.
They just interview people. And
he's a real journalist.
They interview people. So anyways, they talk to Palestinians. So there's like the kind of the controversy that I understood in this was there's like Palestinians is kind of like the thing that's being tied to this, like the whole Palestine-Israel thing, because people from like Islam states are coming into, like they're fleeing their countries like crazy and coming into England. English people are like,
it's like
English
Syrians,
people are like, we're not racist.
They're saying that
we want you to come in
into
legally.
Syria or whatever, or from Syria because there's a civil war. But I mean, it's really not that dangerous of a place right now. You can people go on tour, like tourists go to Syria, so it's like, why are you going to the UK? Because you can make more money in the UK. That's like bottom line. But
that's the like the one
US.
side of it.
The US has more assimilation. There's not a lot of assimilation in the UK.
What does assimilation mean?
Like you become American. You kind of ditch your old culture and then you embrace the new culture of America.
Oh, but England's like you come there and you're still Syrian. You just live in England.
Very segregated still. I mean, there's like whole neighborhoods that the police don't go into. They're self-policed.
I genuinely, I don't understand this at all. but I feel like America is so fascinating. Like just watching the Olympics, and it's like Serbia played America in Olympic volleyball. Every Serbian looked almost like they could be sisters, and America was full of like every single ethnicity was on our women's volleyball team.
That's just how it happened. It's just
but they're all like super into USA, because that's like
awesome.
It was kind of like what the US was all about. At least that's what we were taught. I don't know if that's true or not. Not trying to make any historical stances here. But anyways, one thing I was thinking about this is my college roommate, Ross. His grandmother, fully Mexican, moved to America. So he's 2 generations removed. He grew up in Auburn his whole life. He goes for Mexico He goes for Mexico when they played the United States of America.
Yeah, that's
in
crazy.
Soccer. And I'm like, dude,
maybe it's because they're more
you're
likely to
fully
win.
American.
He wants to be a winner, maybe, because the U.S.
He's a bandwagon.
Well, Mexico hasn't beat America in soccer in probably 6 years. So
really?
Yeah, they can go ahead and.
Well, every time I see like the Netherlands win a little gold medal, I'm like, way to go.
Yeah, I honestly kind of feel that way about England a little bit sometimes. I just know that was the last country that my whatever you ancestors were from.
There was a English versus Netherlands like gold medal last Friday on Lakeshore.
On what?
It was like a run.
Run.
I think the Dutch guy won, right?
Sure. Wait, what event was it?
It was on Lakeshore last Friday.
Oh, yeah, between you and I. Yes. Me and we were running on Friday morning. Evan and I.
I'm just making Steven explain things. It's just it's more fun.
We essentially run with a group of guys, and we were only running 1 mile that morning. And we were like, okay, we're only running 1 mile, and then we had like probably a tenth of a mile left. So I looked at Evan and I was like, let's push him, because everybody else was tracking behind me. And yes, I'm talking to our 2 co-producers, Sam and Whit, right now. And the 2 people behind him.
Jack should be coming too, but he just hasn't.
Clark and Jake.
Schmuck.
It's golly. That's not what this is about. Clark and Jake were walking at that point too. So props to Sam and Whit for keeping running. But anyways, we were like, let's push him only 1 mile. And then Evan looked at me and he said, yeah, it's crazy. There's an Olympic final between Netherlands and England right now. Talking about us too. And then Evan definitely beat me because Evan's
a
very
fast runner. Hey, Steven, do you want to explain the Russia-Ukraine conflict to us now?
Yeah, so essentially, Vladimir Putin's a big doofus. And the other guy that's the president of Ukraine, who I don't remember his name right now. Do you remember his name? Zelensky. Apparently, they're both friends with Donald Trump. That's one thing I know. I think that would be funny to talk about this because I don't know what's happening.
I feel like it's just a giant cash grab at this point. Because, I mean, Russia's going to win. They have way more guys. And we can't send any guys over there to fight. So it's like.
It also is crazy, too, like how the memes that are like, I'm actually more into the Palestine-Israel war. I don't really care about the and then other people being, I actually really like the Ukraine-Russia war.
Maybe
right
that's
now.
something. Maybe we
like pick sides.
We should kind of go back to like, let's only stick to the U.S. because 40% of our tax dollars is going to paying the interest on our.
And that was the one thing Evan said he wanted to talk about on the podcast today, which brings us to
focus on the
Nope. Today's random segment of Myres Business. Isn't that what we called it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Myres Business, we're going to be talking about the national debt. To everyone else who just rolled their eyes, I'm with you and I'm sorry.
$35 trillion right now.
All right, $35 trillion of debt, and 40% of our tax dollars is going to pay that off. What is the 60% going to?
40% is going to pay the interest on the loan.
Okay.
So we're not even paying the principal with that.
And what does that mean for us?
We're going to war, I guess, against the debtors.
And that's today's Myres Business segment. Thanks so much for listening.
I'm an engineer, not an economist, so don't really take my word for real. But
yeah, I actually have. I did when we sat around the fire last Tuesday, 2 Tuesdays ago. Me, you, and Sam, and Evan, and Reed. Yeah. We talked about debt, and I actually learned a lot. And then I talked to my dad, and my dad pretty much agrees with you all around, all the way. It's kind of crazy.
But then you also learned the thing about interest rates, and if you have like a 3% loan on your house, that you should put the extra money into like a money market that's giving you 5%. So instead of paying off your 3% loan, 3% interest loan, because you'll make money off of the loan, kind of.
Sure.
You'll get it down to 1%, I guess.
Huh.
If it's a 5% money market.
Interesting. I think you should put out a life insurance policy for yourself, and then fake murder, like fake your murder, fake your death, and then you and your you have to be married for this to happen, so you can get the payout still. You do a life insurance policy for $1 billion, and then you and your wife can go live like kind of on your own forever, which would be pretty sick.
Whatever.
Yeah,
or South America.
You could put yourself in an area or like a stage of life where you could be like the government could put you in the what's it called when they make you a fake identity? The
witness protection.
Yeah, the witness protection program. You could figure out how to do that, and then you and your wife could go live somewhere with fake identities. That'd be fully paid for as well. You just got to figure out how to get added into that.
Well, I mean, with witness protection, it's your life that's in stake. So it'd have to be like, I have to set up a fake trial where like someone wants to murder me, but it's really a friend. They don't want to murder me.
Speaking of yesterday, I watched The Prestige for the first time. Y'all ever watched that movie?
I don't know what that is.
Christopher Nolan film. Y'all ever watched that movie, co-producers?
Wow.
That's actually crazy. Christopher Nolan. Y'all have never
6 people in this room and only one of us has seen The Prestige. What's it about?
It's about like 2 magicians. And you know Christopher Nolan.
I've seen this movie.
Yeah, Christopher Nolan's like he's like the freaking Inception.
Yeah, he's
and
very he doesn't do any CGI.
He did Interstellar. But he definitely did CGI.
I mean, he really hates doing it. Like the movie, like Tenet. Remember that?
Yeah,
Where they flew the 747. They drove it into the airport terminal. That was all real. That was no CGI.
That's freaking crazy.
Yeah.
This movie is really good.
Prestige is essentially like they talk to Tesla.
Yeah.
And
it's a competition between 2 magicians to be the best magician.
Yeah, because one of the magicians killed the other magician's wife. That's like very, very. That's the first scene of the movie.
Like an accident.
Yeah, and they've been going back and forth their entire lives to essentially one up each other and terrorizing each other.
And in the end,
it is a
you'll
fascinating.
Have to watch it to find out, but one of them wins.
It's fascinating. But anyways, the witness protection program, the double identity. It's like it literally blew my mind when I watched the end of that movie last night. I was like,
he does a good job of making movies that blow your mind.
It was kind of like one of those things. It's like a doctor and is what is that? The joke about the doctor's actually a woman. It was kind of like one of those things. It's like the answer's right in front of you the whole time. You know what I'm talking about? A doctor and his. Y'all never heard that? No, the joke where it's like a doctor and. Or like, let's see, a father and a son get into a car accident. The father dies. The son goes to the hospital, and they bring it to the doctor, and the doctor says to the person, "I can't operate on this child. This is my son. How does it happen?" That's like the most common riddle of all time. Y'all have never heard this, and then it's like, oh, it's actually the doctor's the mom instead of it being the father, because everybody just assumes the doctor's a male. It's like the joke. The answer's right in front of you the whole time. It's just simple logic. Gosh, man, that's actually crazy. I don't know what I'm talking about right now.
What stuff do you like?
Stock?
Stuff, not stock.
What stuff do you like?
Stuff. I like to run. I like hanging out with friends, and I like working. It's like triple entente.
It's a good life.
Triple entente. Triple entente.
What makes you like running?
It's easy. It's easy to get into, you know. Doesn't cost a lot of money, but once you start getting into it, then it gets expensive. But
yeah, this is with everything.
Yeah.
What's the longest you've ever run?
In one go.
Nothing crazy, nothing really that crazy, but probably about 19 miles downtown.
I just want to let you know that's crazy. You just said nothing crazy,
well, I mean,
and then
crazy,
you said something crazy.
Crazy in my head's like 70 miles trail running, like David Goggins.
Yeah.
That's actually great. Hey, that really does.
Who's going to carry the boats?
Today.
We are.
Myres Sports.
That really does. Actually, I do have a Myres Sports segment in a minute. But it's fascinating to me, you know, perspective, like how you define what's crazy will help you understand that things that I would think is crazy aren't crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I was also going like.
What's your fastest 5K?
Not fast.
20 minutes?
Yeah, like 1940.
Okay, so you broke in 20, so that's also crazy.
But I mean, like when I was in high school, guys were running 14:55.
Yeah, when Oak Mountain had the best runner in Alabama.
Yeah.
Whenever I was in high school, he was crazy.
That was a Stidful, Cole Stidful.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whenever I was at sectionals in cross country, I ran cross country as a joke.
He went to go run at Vanderbilt.
Wow.
Yeah.
Go freaking anchor down.
Commodores.
Yeah. But whenever I was in high school, I ran cross country as a joke because I don't know, I just thought it was funny to wear short shorts.
Oh.
And we showed up to sectionals, and like Mountain Brook, Oak Mountain, they were all so into it, and I was like, these guys are freaking dweebs. Like, why are they so into cross country?
Well,
like, play a real sport.
When it got to my year, we actually made a wall so nobody could pass us.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about on a
that's
run.
funny.
But you can't do it whenever there's parents and officials around because then you get disqualified. But it was Shelby County, whatever it is, like the
track
championship. Shelby County championship. We won it every year, so we'd get first, second, and third. It felt like so we just were like, let's goof off and make a wall.
So did y'all just play like? Were the only other two high schools there Chelsea and Shelby County High School?
I think so. Yeah.
But anyways, we get there and legitimately like it's a 3-mile run and these guys are practicing their starts, like coming off the line, and I was like. How you come off the starting line doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I was like making fun of them and stuff, and I was like practicing it too. Well, I know because you went to Oak Mountain and you fell into the foolery. But I literally, when we started, it was like all of us. There's like 1,000 runners on this line, and I was like, guys, y'all want me to just dead sprint the first 100 yards?
White Rabbit's what it's called.
And I was like, they were like, yeah, do it. So literally, there's like this picture in the news of like North Jefferson News or Birmingham News, whatever it is. And it was like cross country sectionals. And it's me alone in front of like 1,000 runners because I just like freaking took off.
You know, that's an actual strategy, though. You'd have like Mountain Brook or Oak Mountain would do this a lot where we'd have like 3 guys like not that fast. Like they would choose me. They'd be like, all right, go run as fast as you can for the first mile.
Like to mess up the other guy's pace.
Yeah, because everybody starts running faster to catch up, and then our guys would look at their watch. You just got to be like on your
Are you allowed to run with a watch?
Yeah, I think so.
And okay, I didn't know. We weren't allowed to run with headphones. So I didn't know if that applied to watch. But that also wasn't, or at least to me, I didn't even know like a running watch was a thing in high school.
It's like the Casio 91W. Sam's got it on. You just have the timer. You just lap.
Interesting.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Is that the one that you have, or is that
country back in the day? No, but I got it. Whit did. Jack did.
Whit did. Jack did. Sam did not.
Wow. Whit, were you the only guy at your high school who was on the team?
Yeah. Okay.
There's like 5 of us.
He said there was like 5 of us. I never know what picks up on the mic or not. He said there's 5.
I think
Whit went to high school.
That doesn't pick up.
He graduated. How many people graduated with you? Like 15? 11? Yeah. He went to a small high school in the beautiful state of Texas.
So you like running, Evan. How many friends do you have?
You said you like hanging out with friends.
Roommates at least.
Yeah. So 2?
3.
3?
3.
Do we count?
They're not raising their hands.
Okay. So you have 8 friends at least.
Whit raised his hand, and then Jack raised 1 finger. So I don't really know exactly what that means. I guess that means he's like a 5th.
5th, a 10th. Yeah, I don't know. You can only have like I think 200 names in your brain at one time. So it's
but what is it that you can only truly have like 80 relationships or something like that? 83. I can't remember. There's like a Harvard thing about that.
Yeah,
Harvard. You know.
I try to keep my friend group a little smaller so I can be like
a
better friend.
Yeah.
But,
mile deep, not a mile wide.
I know quite a few people. We'll just see who listens.
I will be honest.
Listening, you're my friend.
More people. I run into more people. More than anyone I know, Evan says hello to people that were around. Like random people. Especially females, I'll be honest. But like, literally,
we went to
Birmingham.
We went to Cali yesterday. He saw a girl there he knew.
Literally, we were on a run. Me. We were on a run at 6 a.m. in Homewood. And he was like,
hey, Lauren,
Kaylee, Laura.
He did that. He did that at East Pole. He did that at East Pole too.
Yeah,
one of the first run clubs. There was some random girl there.
You don't do that with guys very much, Evan. I'll be honest.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
Look, he's been dilly-dallying around for 3 straight
He
years.
likes
What
to
can
have
he
fun.
say?
Hey, one thing we know about Evan, he likes to have fun.
That's right. You like hanging out with your friends. What do you like doing with your friends to hang out with your friends? Besides hanging out at O. Henry's in Church Street.
Running. We run for fun.
Run.
Now we're back to number 1.
I mean,
We run and we work.
me and Myres.
Do you ever run, work, and hang out with friends at the same time?
Yes.
That's
No way.
I bet you explode.
Fletcher and Will Black. Fletcher Nunley and Will Black.
Does Will work there too?
Yeah. He
I
works
was-
this.
oh, okay.
So we can do all 3 at once.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, that's that. Call that freaking
Triple entente.
triple entendre. Whenever people meet you, what do they say?
At UAB, they go, "You're Evan Vanbeek," and then my sisters were.
Wait, I'm
Evan-
sorry. What?
They go, "You're Evan," but
People meet you and they say, "You're Evan Van Beek."
But then they'd meet. My sisters would go up and talk to them, and they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, you're Evan Van Beek's sister," and they get so offended by that.
Yeah.
Actually, so. But out of Sanford, I'm just like, hey, I'm a little awkward sometimes when I'm first meeting people, but try to break that ice. But,
Do they say
they're
that it's
like,
awkward?
this is a
You're
little
Evan Van Beek. This is awkward.
You're not supposed to be awkward, Evan. Why are you being awkward? But,
Yeah, I don't think I like you. You're awkward.
I like making a good Irish exit too. If it's, I'll
Wait,
just
will
be
you
like,
give us a
oh,
nice?
Give it a
Give
rip.
us a nice little.
hey, did you hear what
They're
Steven
stabbing
said
our
the other
kids?
day?
No.
Just ask him about it.
What did you say the other day, Steven?
And that's when I get up and leave after that. Oh, I gotta go talk to Whit over there. While y'all are talking or whatever.
Oh, that's what you said. You said an Irish exit. I thought you
Yeah.
said an Irish
I thought you said
accent.
accent, too.
Irish exit.
Do you
Is
know what
this kinda
Steven said the other
awkward?
day?
I'm too much of a Southern boy for you city slickers. Yeah.
I will say,
This is rather
when
awkward.
we
I'd
were
rather
at,
get
when we
you
were
out
at
of
the
this
car show
conversation.
yesterday, you
Yeah.
did like make conversation with some random people, and I actually thought that was cool because I like to make conversation with strangers, but in that kind of context, I tend to keep to myself.
You're actually really good at that.
Yeah,
I try to be. It's
You're
more
Evan
fun.
Van Beek.
It's more fun to talk to people than it is to just sit there and have things to talk about and not
Right.
talk about them.
right.
But I mean,
That's a good word.
yesterday was a coincidence too. Whenever we ran into we were at a car show yesterday, and there was a McLaren there. And I go, Myres, what do they call those doors that pick up like that? And the owner was just happened to be behind Myres, and he goes, dihedral scissors. And he, then
so-
we just start talking to him about all the cars he has.
So a guy who showed up to a car show with a McLaren. What
Yeah.
shirt was he wearing?
He was wearing a McLaren Hawaiian shirt.
With
So
McLaren
picture-
logos.
yeah,
Short
McLaren.
sleeve, button down, untucked,
Yeah.
with McLaren logos in
And
orange.
then
all
Myres
over.
noticed his watches too. It was 2 watches. I don't
He had
remember
2
the names.
watches on. He had an Apple Watch Pro Max, which is like $1,000 watch, and he had an Audemars Piguet on the other wrist, which is like a $50,000 watch. And he's just walking around the car show.
Yeah, you get to hear
By himself.
those stories though. So it's like he owns a garage downtown.
You
with
imagine
a
that
bunch of
guy?
cars.
That guy probably was there and he had a shirt on completely covered in McLaren logos. And somebody was like, "Oh man, like what do you drive?"
Yeah.
And he had to honestly be like, "Oh, McLaren."
We should do that. We should do
With a
that next
shirt
time
full
when
of
we see the
McLaren
dudes with like the Ferrari hats on and the McLaren shirts. We should be like, "So what'd you bring?" And there's like 2 Ferraris there.
Oh, a big Ferrari
one
fan.
McLaren there.
Maybe one day you'll own one, and he just gets offended. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Not a lot of the owners were standing by their cars though. It
No,
seemed like.
they kind of walk
Guys,
around.
do y'all know what I've been thinking a lot about? Like more than I ever should be thinking about. Like I thought about this week. Those 2 tire dudes from Cars.
like
Guido.
the Italians.
Luigi.
Guido and Luigi. The fact that y'all know their names is actually the most absurd thing I've like ever heard.
I
Guido
love
and
that movie.
Luigi. But specifically whenever people actually show up to the town and they're so happy to put tires on their car.
Yeah.
Like that is like literally like genuinely that is like the most I've literally thought about that maybe 6 times this week.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
That's
it just
so
seems
random.
so. It just
Do you know
is
what we're
so
talking about,
inspiring.
Evan?
Is this on Cars 2?
No, the
No, it's
first
Cars
one.
1. Whenever
Cars
they
one.
When they ride up into Radiator Springs.
So they go to Italy in Cars 2.
3.
No,
Two.
Cars. Cars 2. I haven't watched
Italy is Cars 2?
Cars 2, yeah.
Cars 2 is the
And
one
that's
where
what
they
I'm
like
thinking
go
of
over the
his
world.
village, but I think so. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
like dogs almost. They're like,
Yeah.
let me change your tires.
Yeah.
And then you get those Instagram reels that are like the hardest like compilation like video in all of like animation cinema, and it's when Guido is
Yeah.
changing the tires on like the Queen, and then you look over at the other picture and their mustache is chicken.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's actually kind of awesome. Yeah, freaking. So I don't know if that just picked up. Sam just said it was the hardest thing ever in cars whenever the tire guys change Lightning McQueen's tires, and
Really
then
fast.
it like looks
And it
over, and
shocks
then
the other pit crew.
the other guy, Kachiga, what was that guy's name?
I don't think he says
Chick
Kachiga.
Hicks. Chick Hicks.
What?
No, okay. At the car meet yesterday, there was a license plate that said Kachiga.
Really?
It blew my mind. It blew my mind
I
actually.
didn't see that.
That's awesome. But anyways, the mustache
we got
falls off.
Jeffrey calling.
Jeffrey.
We can talk to him later.
Yes.
Jeffrey's a good
I
guy.
think they need to hear his voice.
Yeah, dude. But okay, so you like hanging out with friends. You like working. What do you do for your work?
Fix things.
Yep.
Yep.
Come on.
What do you fix?
Toilets, refrigerators.
sewer lines.
Are you gonna make us guess what you do?
I mean, if you want to put it, I could be a handyman. I could be a maintenance man. I could be a junior landlord.
Okay.
But really, a handyman.
A
I fix things.
JRLDL.
Junior, yeah.
I thought it was gonna be JRLD. Land D.
LL. JRLL.
JRLL.
That's pretty. That's pretty cool. Okay,
What's
so
your
when you
favorite
say
thing to fix?
yeah,
my favorite thing. I don't know. I do a lot of ceilings. If like ceilings falling, that's fun to fix.
Yeah.
Before and afters.
Popcorn ceiling, you scrape it.
Oh, yeah.
Scraping a popcorn ceiling.
Oh,
do you ever
yeah.
do that?
No, just because we got a lot of maintenance to do to fix a lot of things, so I'll usually just spray some more popcorn up there to fix it.
You reinstall popcorn.
I reinstall popcorn.
dude, that's pretty crazy, bro. Keep us in the 70s. Right?
Oh yeah.
You know, I was thinking because Myres, y'all about to sell all those desks. I feel like those desks, for some reason, one day are going to be like really cool. I was thinking about that today. I don't know why.
What year are they? Like thousands? Like 2000s?
Yeah,
or?
2000s. That like dark
Like,
Oh, yeah.
stain.
I don't think it'll ever be cool to us, but I definitely think those will be like antique one day.
Yeah,
'Cause
I
it
have
is
a hard
really
time
nice.
believing that they will look cool at some point.
Yeah. I don't know, man. But Myres is the new office is officially happening. Myres moves in like 2
Hopefully
weeks?
a week from now we'll
Yeah,
be moving. In
week
the
from
process
now.
of moving.
It's gonna be
Wow.
awesome. Evan is one of the most fascinating things about Evan. We met like I don't know, a long time ago now, and
Yeah, at Railroad Park maybe.
at Railroad Park, baby,
One of
great
the
time.
UAV.
That was the
Blazer
first
hands.
time that you ever
Yeah,
like hung out for real.
I think so. And then me and my sister Kate started to go to Redeemer after that. I was going to like Third Pres Canterbury.
That's
So-
crazy because literally, I mean, maybe 10 people came to that. That's wild. That was a good time though.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why we did. Did we do that? Did we do anything when we were there, or it was just like dinner in the park?
I think it was like bring your own snack and
And I brought pizza. I think that's what it was. Yeah, that was fun, man. We need to do that stuff again. But me and Evan have known each other for a while, and over time, I kind of realized, like, he freaking worked for he works for a property company, and he's literally if you live in his apartment complex, because literally some of my friends do. And they called and they needed their refrigerator fixed, and legitimately Evan showed up to help them. And I was like,
sounds about right.
what? So anyways, Evan has like a super cool job, and he literally gets to do what I do for fun. He does for a job, which is really fun.
Fixing things.
Yeah, like building crap. Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
think I think like changing lighting fixtures and all that stuff is super fun. I don't like getting in the crawl space. I would not like doing it. I think
Yeah.
it'd be tough if somebody told me what to do instead of me telling myself, like, oh, I want this done to my house or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's wild. So with you, like, one thing I was thinking about the other day is I think my job is just so I don't know a word for it. Like,
See, if I can't talk anymore,
Abstract.
you got to talk constantly and meet new people, and keep the conversations going. But I get a lot of solidarity time and get to be my own thoughts, which is good.
That's what I was talking about, because I remember one time I went down to my brother's house and in Mobile, and I essentially like did your job at his house for a week.
Yeah,
and it was awesome because I woke up in the morning and I was like, today I have to build a fence.
It's like, let's see how much we can get done today, and it's a really great feeling if you get more than what you had for your goal to get done. But it's pretty rewarding. And then I got a great community there at Redmont Properties.
Come on,
awesome. Yeah,
got to. Yeah, it's a fascinating thing. So for you, like coming home from work, what are your vibes when you like get home from work? Are you just like dead tired, but you still want to see people and like hang out? Because I'm assuming it's like a little bit isolated, like working, but you get physically drained. But you also run after work too. Yeah, and I would say I stopped running back during Thanksgiving, and I gained 30 pounds. But I've started it back up since college, and I ended 2 weeks ago. Are you running with Run Club or Alchemy? Yeah. Cool. But it just depends on the day. Like during the wintertime, it's not too bad because it's not too hot. But like last, what was that? Thursday or Friday, it was super hot up in the attics. But I still, it's not terrible. I mean, you get used to it. Just drink a lot of water and eat food, good food. It's a big thing. People just don't nourish themselves enough. They get home and they're like, I have a headache. It's probably because you didn't drink enough water. Tough talk. Tough talk.
People don't want to hear that.
Nope.
They don't want to hear that they're dehydrated.
Nope. No.
Evan is here to tell them.
Your body weight in ounces every day. So
140 ounces for me.
195.
205 ounces a day. That's 10 bottles of water. Are you serious right now?
I'm serious.
I don't know if I make that. I probably have a 32 ounce water bottle, and on good days I drink it 3 times. So
I have one of those.
I'm not even close.
2 Nalgene's that are like the super tall ones. Just carry those around my backpack, fill them up when they get empty. I usually drink 1 a class. So if I have 3 classes in one day, that's just about it.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty.
He leaves the class, goes to the urinal,
dude,
spends 5 minutes at the urinal.
Like crazy if I did that.
That's the best thing about college is that you don't have to ask to use the restroom. You just get up and leave.
Dude, so. That's nuts. Okay, so today we're going to go ahead and get into this because we're an hour in. We have to talk about this because it's a very important day. It's the closing ceremonies of the 2024 Olympics.
I didn't realize that was today.
Right now. Final Olympic medal count. America takes the dub with 126 total medals. China with 91. Japan in 3rd. Wow, actually, no. Oh, this
Australia.
is gold. This is gold medals right here.
Really?
Okay, cool. So United States and China tied with 40.
Oh.
What's up with that? You know, last Olympics, they had nothing. It was like 24. And
China?
then we had like 60 golds, and now it's...
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we literally have been destroying everyone for, I mean, like since 1980. I think like since the Soviets hosted it in Soviet Union, which apparently that was like the most rigged Olympics ever. But they'd won medal count then, but since then, so that was probably in like the 50s.
Yeah.
So it's been like 75 years since someone's beat us, and then this year they tied. So it's crazy. But also next time they have it, it'll be in LA, and I feel like America will win everything.
Yeah.
Wipe
you know, the IOC's kind of corrupt with China. Like all those Chinese guys were doping, and they should have been disqualified. But there was an agreement made where they took away the accusations so that we could have the Olympics in LA. Something
interesting.
Weird.
Interesting. Huh. Well,
Wow.
I think it's fascinating how they're the most sus for like steroids, and the majority of their medal count or their gold medals came from weightlifting. I think that's super suspicious.
Yeah.
Not to be a China hater, but they just tied us in the Olympics. But I will say the fact that the reason that we tied China, it's cool that, you know, we had to have one more dub to get to like tie. Well, I guess it would, like, I wish one more person would have won one more gold, so we would have won. But no, I think it's cool that Steph Curry, ice in his veins, solidified himself as the best basketball player of all time in the gold medal match.
Wow.
And that's my daily hot take, is Steph Curry's the best basketball player of all time.
And what about LeBron?
Wet is shaking his head.
Captain
Steve's
America.
raising his hand.
See, the
Jack's
thing
on his
is,
phone.
at the end of the day, Wembanyama wasn't good enough. LeBron James, Kevin Durant, they couldn't do it. Steph Curry did it, though. They needed Steph Curry to help to win that game. Steph Curry won the semifinal match and won the final match. And he was on the that's the only time he's ever been on the same team as them. And it's mattered. And he was the best player. That's what LeBron won MVP. I think that's absolute bull crap.
He's like the coach. He's the real coach. Steve Kerr's not doing much.
I think it's silly that we have basketball in the Olympics because the United States is just going to win every time.
They've almost lost like 3 Olympics in a row. It's crazy.
Except for that they've won every time that the Olympics has ever had basketball in it.
Actually, it's only had basketball for 5 times. And
yeah.
We've won it.
No.
Jack's asking, did we see the Russian pregame thing? They got in a circle and hyped up this one guy and did this whole like.
Is it Serbia or?
I was going to say it was probably Serbia.
It was probably New Zealand.
Yeah, the Hako with New Zealand.
Russian wasn't in the Olympics this year.
Yeah. Did they even have like a People's Republic at all?
No.
No. I think there were some people who are like independent, whatever that.
Unaffiliated or whatever.
Unaffiliated
Russian
athletes.
Olympic Committee, whatever it is.
But the Russians were banned because they're at war with Ukraine.
That's tough. That's tough to see.
Hate to see it.
Yeah.
Not fair.
A lot of the Russians don't even live in Russia.
Especially since it's the United States' fault that they're
live in Spain playing tennis or something.
Yeah.
So.
Well, a lot of our men's volleyball players don't live in America. They all live in Poland. Or like Spain or some crap. I thought it was crazy how yesterday, like, the French guys, like, their starting point guard and their starting center play in the EuroLeague, and they straight up were just as good as everybody else on the court. Like, they need to go play in the NBA. Or maybe the EuroLeague's just as good nowadays, and I just don't know.
I think it's a psyche thing, too, though. You know, KD's not going to be playing as good because he's not the star player. I don't know. Something like that.
Dude, did you watch the final at all?
No, I watched the semifinals.
The final was just as electric as like a Game 7 finals, like in the NBA. It was crazy. Dwayne Wade was commentating, and he said, "Can I just say this is the best basketball being played in the world that I've ever seen?"
Wow,
that's what he said. Dwayne Wade said that, like a dude who legitimately has won 2 or 3 finals. Like that game was crazy, though. That game was literally so fun. I hate watching basketball, and I loved watching that game.
Evan, do you like sports?
I don't really watch them. No, I feel like it takes my time away. I'd rather sleep.
Yeah.
Frankly, I like college football. I like watching Auburn and LSU, but
like not play each other like separately.
Yeah, separately. Like I'm an LSU fan, and then I'm an Auburn fan.
And then you're a
UAB
fan. If UAB plays LSU, who do you go for?
UAB.
If UAB plays Auburn, who do you go for?
UAB.
Come on.
Yeah.
If UAB plays Oak Mountain, who do you go for?
I'd feel a little bad for Oak Mountain, so I'd go for Oak Mountain.
Okay, good.
They're going to get beat down.
Don't be like Ross. Don't root for some other team that you shouldn't.
You didn't go
root for.
Well, my parents went to LSU, and that's why I go for LSU.
But you go to UAB, so then
UAB.
you should root for UAB because that's where you are.
Yeah.
You got it, man. It's just like, yeah. I mean, literally, who are we talking to about the? Who was it that we were talking to with the Kansas-Sanford game? Somebody went for Kansas because Nick King went to Kansas. I'm gonna call him out fully right now. Nick King went to Kansas, hated his experience at Kansas, transferred to Sanford, and has loved Sanford. Sanford and Kansas play each other in basketball, and he goes for Kansas.
Wow,
fake.
Are you kidding me? Sam says he's been a Kansas fan his whole life.
I'm gonna go for Kansas.
I don't care.
I'm going for Kansas.
Dude.
Because
fake.
Oak Mountain won the 7A state championship when I was a senior. That was electric. That was awesome. But one of our players plays for Kansas now, Wilder Evers. Yeah. He went to Oak Mountain.
Wait, Oak Mountain basketball player plays?
Uh-huh.
What a schmuck. Why didn't he go to Alabama or Auburn?
His parents went to Kansas.
I don't freaking care. He's from here.
His brother Stone plays for the baseball team.
We're trying to take down the Blue Bloods. We've already taken down Kentucky. We just got and freaking Sanford almost took down Kansas last year.
How close is Auburn to becoming a Blue Blood?
I mean, literally not very.
Not even close.
Very close. No,
I saw an ESPN thing about it.
UConn is a Blue Blood now.
Yeah,
they used to not be.
What is a Blue Blood?
Blue Blood is like all the Kentucky, North Carolina, Duke, Kansas are all blue. So like they're the best teams. Did I miss one? Michigan.
Michigan State, but Michigan State is blue. But
Michigan State is a blue blood according to Sam. Michigan, I feel like because of the Fab Five might be considered, but Michigan State is not a blue blood anymore. Like,
Kentucky's losing it though.
Kentucky, I mean, John Calipari left. They're for sure not a blue blood anymore.
What do we think about the Great Lakes area, just as a place?
I mean, Ohio may be one of the greatest states in America.
I mess with Ohio.
I mean, I am biased because I was born in
Columbus
Cincinnati.
or Cincinnati.
Yeah,
Cincy, baby.
Cincinnati is a great city, and I'm probably gonna get shot by the Ohio Mafia because they don't want anybody to know how great it is.
So
yeah,
we really liked it.
We
really liked it.
In the honor of the Paris Olympics, we really liked Cincinnati.
That was stupid.
Sus.
OUI.
Okay, so you like Cincinnati, but do you like Cleveland and Columbus and other places?
No.
Okay.
Actually, Cleveland, no. Cleveland could. I don't know.
Columbus is apparently freaking
I do
dope.
think it's
and Dayton
interesting.
apparently is dope.
Yeah. I mean, Cincinnati's just amazing. It's like giant stone skyscrapers, and there's a mountains surrounding the valley. And
Yeah, Stonewall Jackson.
Whoa.
What? You kept saying Stone. How can you
Okay,
say
so we
Stone
like
that much?
Ohio. What about like Michigan and Wisconsin?
I've been to Michigan. Not much going on there.
I've heard the
Not
Upper
much.
Peninsula is like beautiful though. The up.
I believe it. Why is that not Wisconsin?
I don't know.
That belongs to them. I would think.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't you have to drive through Wisconsin to get there? Is that right?
Yeah. It's not connected at all.
Yeah. I mean, I know that they have dunes golf courses up there, and I've always wanted to go play those, but because they look beautiful. But I mean, the whole thing of like going, like one thing that really irks me, and I've never been there, so I can't say anything. But when people say they're going to the beach, but they're going to the Great Lakes, that's not the same
That's not the
freaking
beach.
thing.
You
That
gotta
makes
wear
me
a
so
wetsuit to go in the
annoyed.
water. You can't swim in that. It's too cold. But there's no sharks.
I'll say like people who are into surfing and they live in the Great Lakes and surf during the winter in the Great Lakes. I'm like, why don't you
That's
just move to,
crazy.
like, if you really like surfing that much, like move to California. Like, I don't understand why you'd stay there and stay into surfing. I don't know. It's really hard to leave where you're from. It's a big sociology thing.
It's not hard when you live in Birmingham. It's really easy.
That's true.
That's why we're still here. Right?
Oh, wait, actually,
it's easy to stay.
We love asking this question to college students. Do you think it would be, what are the two options, Myres? Like, do you think it would be harder to stay in Birmingham post-grad, or do you think it would be harder to leave Birmingham post-grad?
It'd be harder to leave just because I've got a good community here. And, I mean, if I moved out of Birmingham, I'd probably move to, like, California, Washington State, or out of the country.
Yeah.
Go to, like,
Netherlands.
Norway, Sweden,
Freaking
Denmark, something like that.
Yeah. The Marxist countries. You get it.
No.
Socialist.
Libertarian socialist.
Libertarian socialists.
Not as much government influence.
Yeah.
Small government. Yeah, I always make the argument that it's harder to leave because you've spent 4 years building a community.
Yeah,
and then you up and leave and like, sure, maybe you know how. Like, I would argue we have the
like,
skill
wow,
set.
I'm living in like Denver or something, but now you're living in Denver, which is not that great of a city.
Right.
High crime,
right.
high urban sprawl. If you want to live in a good city in Colorado, you got to move to Golden or whatever.
Welcome, Whit.
Boulder.
Greetings, salutations.
I feel like I'm a host now.
It would seem as though the podcast has changed, and now Evan and Myres are hosting Whit.
So tell us about yourself.
Who are you?
Glad to be here. I am a Texan.
Who are you?
Yeehaw.
I am a image bearer.
Whose image do you bear?
You kind of look like Christ.
Sanford student. I am a ambassador. Thank you, Jack Henry.
You're an ambassador. You're an image bearer. You're a Texan. Anything
Tu
else?
hablo español?
Nope.
What do you like?
Golf. Questions.
Did Evan tell you about what he did the other day?
Evan, the floor is yours.
Wait, have you ever self-examined yourself?
Sure, all the time. Sam Eddins, welcome to the podcast.
Wigrams, it is
Jack
just a
Oliver.
pleasure
Wow.
to be on the podcast with you today. Thank you for having me.
Man, it is a pleasure and an honor. Sam, when people meet you, what do they say?
Man, I hope they'd say that.
No, I don't. What do they say? Not what
Here's
they
the-
hope.
Here's the thing. That's a hard.
Please continue, Sam Edens.
Yes. I would hope that it sounds something like this. You know, it's what's going on in their mind, and it's just kind of like groovy,
Lovely.
like, oh, this guy's pretty cool. I like this guy. Yeah. Jack, what would you say?
And now,
Thoughtful ginger standing at 5'8".
starting point guard number 25, Sam Edens. And now, Hakeem the Dream, Elijah Jack Oliver.
Jack Oliver, your question for the day. If you had as enormous of a TV as the one that is right sitting behind us, what would be the first thing that you watch?
Probably La La Land.
I knew he was going to say it. I knew it.
I love that answer.
We have a TV right now at our place that we're living at. And
Townhome. Thank you very much. Essex.
And
Shout out.
it has lights on the back of it. And you can change it to where the lights are
Mood lights.
like mood lights.
Let's talk
but
about
also
that.
like
Yeah.
it's like
changes
changed
the
to
movie
the
experience.
movie experience.
Changes the bear experience.
Yes, yes. So I've been highly addicted to the show The Bear. Yes, I'm a little bit behind the wave. However, it's cinematic masterpiece. It makes me want to cook more. I cooked.
Yes.
I cooked last night. Made some grilled chicken, sweet potatoes, broccoli, and all over a bed of
Colorful.
rice.
Very colorful.
Colorful,
Super
really good.
colorful.
Non-beige.
Yeah, and then I covered that ish in Chick-fil-A sauce. So the
Ish.
nutritional value
Please
went
describe. Please define ish.
Yep. Anything you want it to be, it's a filler word.
Thank
and I
you.
love it.
Continue.
Yeah, and so that's just kind of been my movie watching experience recently. Yes. Just like that.
Oh, I'm
not time
like
yet.
a kid
It's
in
not
a
time
candy
yet.
store right now. This is crazy.
Talking about new candy stores. Goodies in Homewood.
Oh.
Let's talk
But
about that.
Also, let's talk about this. There's a new burger place opening.
Joyland.
If y'all have ever seen Somebody Feed Phil on Netflix, he goes to Nashville. reviews
Evan's
this
raising
place.
his hand. He has.
Joyland. It's right by Redeemer. It's really good burgers.
Right next to Redeemer.
It's a
It
Nashville
What is
joint.
it? It's the
A
famous
Nashville joint.
crust burger.
They've got the famous crust. Go
Crust
get you some of
burger.
that crust.
But they open this Thursday. And I think
I know
it'll be
you're a
good.
crust guy.
also, they are gluten and vegan friendly. So there you go. One of those. Yes. Jack, when do you think you'll be going to Joyland?
Thursday.
Thursday. The 15th.
Thursday. They have a
15th.
vinyl party. They're
On
having
the-
a vinyl
On the
party
18th.
Yes.
on the 18th. So
Final party. Shout out.
show out.
And here we go.
New topic of conversation.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Cricket shirts. Are they
Cricket
in?
shirts.
For the back half of 2024, I think so. Look
I
at this.
believe
Can
so.
we get a model? real
Okay,
quick?
could you
bought
stand
this
up?
one.
I'll hold your mic. Thank you. Okay, turn. Now pace.
Yep.
Okay, thank you so much. Wow.
Okay, Jack Oliver.
Appreciate
I bought
it.
this yesterday.
You
or
just
the
bought,
day before.
Yeah, you just bought this shirt. Tell us about your experience and how you feel.
And where,
two
when,
in?
what, why, all of it.
Okay, so Friday I got finished with 2 of my online classes, and that was a lot of time in the month of July that I spent on my computer just watching lectures and videos. So I was like, I need to reward myself, so I bought this polo. And from Pebblehurst in Homewood. So yeah,
Pebblehurst Golf and
I'm
Putter
excited.
Lab in Homewood, Alabama. Love it, love it, love it.
and these type of shirts are in the second half of 2024.
I think they are. And I just love the fact that you make the most of just understanding where you're at, doing your summer classes and rewarding yourself.
Oh. Oh. Hello.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Are those Uniqlo pants too?
No, are yours Uniqlo?
Yes.
I actually was looking at your pants today. And I was like, are we wearing the same pants? No, these are Rhythm.
Rhythm.
Ever heard of it?
Never heard of her.
Rhythm shirt, Rhythm pants.
Yeah, Rhythm's like the Australian company that I was introduced for the first time to in Israel, and then saw it in Atlanta and bought something, and I haven't stopped buying their stuff since. Big Rhythm fan here.
Wow.
Evan, what kind of pants are you wearing, Evan?
Duckhead.
That's what I'm freaking talking about.
Very stretchy. Very nice.
How much does stretch go into your purchase behavior decisions?
I mean, I wear cowboy cuts on the daily, so not too much. Just depends.
What are cowboy cuts?
Wranglers.
Frick yeah, you do.
What is the worst pant to be wearing during your work? What is a pant that you?
I would say
I would never wear those to do my job.
I would say no pants is the worst pants. So
yeah,
I haven't run into a bad pant yet. I have run into bad no pants shorts.
Yeah, wearing no pants at all, wearing nothing from the waist down.
Not very fun.
Don't want to be wearing that.
Nope.
Or not wearing that. I guess.
Nope.
I don't like Land's End.
I knew a kid freshman year who would sleep in his jeans on top of his comforter.
I had a buddy that.
Here's my neighbor
took a nap in
actually.
Jeans.
Huh. So. Honestly, that's not a terrible vibe. If you're that tired, I bet that's actually kind of sick.
Yeah, but every night, his roommate was like, "Is it normal for your roommate to be wearing jeans?" And I said, "No."
Huh. Hey, well, here's the subtle outro music coming in, and we've been talking for a while. We've been talking about good stuff. Evan, what did we talk about today? How do you think you did post-game conference?
I think I started a little shaky, but got back into it. Got up to speed.
I think you sunk down in a comfy way to this podcast.
I think we got into flow.
Much better than I thought originally.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait to have your friend Fletcher on.
Are y'all gonna bring Will on too?
And Will.
Will Black.
If we can make sure that Will won't say any really bad things.
Yeah, we gotta
make sure he's on his meds.
We can double dose him that day. But hey, Evan, we talked about. We talked about
the Olympics.
We talked about economics.
My dilly-dally.
We talked about the ACT.
Running.
We talked about running.
We counted how many friends you have.
Yep. And I think it was a great time getting to learn about you.
That's good.
And all that you are.
It was a pleasure being on the podcast.
To me, to us, now to you. Wow. All right, guys. Thanks for listening today.
Bye.
Au revoir,
so long,
mi amor.
farewell.
Welcome to the secret segment of the podcast where we talk about secret things that only people that last this long get to listen to. Okay, today's secret segment is my Evan theorem. Talk to us, man. Who is going to break the...
We're editing this out, right? We're going to edit it out.
No. Just talk to us about the type of girl that you're looking for so that maybe girls who are interested can try to become that.
First, she's got to be Christian.
She's got to be a Christian.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's got to be a good talker.
Got to be a good talker.
Love friends, talking.
And athletic. That's it.
And athletic.
Fit.
3 easy.
She's got to be proper fit.
She's got to be able to run as much as me.
Wow. And she has to presumably be from a European country.
Yeah, sprechen Sie Deutsch.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch.
Ich bin Evan. Mein Mutter ist groß, sehr groß. Mein Vater ist sehr groß.
Is that mother? Muda?
Muda.
Muda.
I'm
That's very British.
I'm totally butchering it right now, but
yeah.
I don't know. It just
Yo
college is a good time
es muy. Ooh. Hey guys. Well, there you have it. If you are a Christian, athletic, good talker female in the world, that means you're a potential suitor for Mr. Vanbeek.
Go down to the link in the bio to get to his Instagram and send him a DM.
He definitely has. He's on all the platforms.
I'll respond. I'll entertain it. But if you
send it, I'll entertain it. He'll respond. That's right, guys. That's a promise.
He might entertain you. If you can entertain him.
You like exotic wings on Green Springs? You like Waffle House?
Dude, I went to Pizzitz the other day and I got unos tacos, quesadilla, and then I walked around the corner to Ono Poke, and I got Ono Poke sauce. That is an epic combination.
It's the only place where you can do that.
Yeah, unless you do
For
that
some reason,
somewhere
to
else.
get the sauce and only the
And
sauce.
only
and then
get
went
Wait,
back to the
which
rest of it.
sauce? Samurai?
The
Wasabi?
orange one, the yum yum sauce,
sauce.
but it's like a
Yum
little
sauce.
spicy. I think it is samurai sauce.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Samurai sauce, that kind. You know what I mean?
Well, it was a pleasure being on here, and hopefully at least my mom will listen to this.
Hopefully. All right,
We have
guys.
3 guaranteed
Capitalism on 3.
listeners. 1, 2, 3.